person. So thank you to my audience, virtual audience and in-person participants for coming to this event that was specially prepared and designed for our international students. My name is Anna Litman, and I'm a career advisor. I work with students from the College of Arts and Sciences, undergraduate and graduate students, but also I'm doing educational workshops on career topics for all of our students. You probably have heard my accent. I don't know whether you've guessed where I'm from or not, but I'm originally from Russia, from Moscow. I've been living here in the United States for many years, and I was an international student many years ago. However, probably the different from many of you, when I started as an international student, by that time I had a green card, so I didn't have any, challenges with navigating visa and work visa situation. However, other challenges such as how to do a job search in America, how to prepare application materials, how to present myself at interviews, how to network with employers. All of these questions were on my mind, and I was not that kind of sure how to navigate all of that. But here I am, so many years later, giving advice and sharing my experience to AU students that have been doing this for 14 years. We love numbers at the Career Center. We always encourage students to use numbers when they and think like in numbers when they think about their experience, because it's a great way to actually tell a story through numbers. So for today's presentation, I did some calculations, and that this job fair that will be coming on next Wednesday, right? That will be next Wednesday. It will be my 30th job fair. So I've been around for a while. Let's put it like that. So when we can go to my first slide. So I wanted to first start with my objectives for this workshop, and there are 3 E's. I call them 3 E's objectives. So the first, to excite you about this event that is happening on September 27th. Thank you. And then the second E, eliminate fears, because I do understand that there are some, fears, worries, there's some stress. How to do that? It's in person. It will be a big event. So that's my second goal for you, is to help you eliminate those fears. And the third one, enable you to be successful at this fair. And to accomplish these 3 objectives, I would like to give you some information and share some tips and advice on why going to the fair, what is fair about, how it looks, and what to expect, and how to prepare for this fair. Okay, and of course, as Emily said, I would love to take your questions, and I will try to give the best answers to the questions. If we don't know the answers, we'll try to we will reach out to you with more information. Okay, so reasons why it's good to go to the fair. So first, this is an amazing opportunity to learn about a variety of organizations. There will be at least 112 employers coming to the fair. So there will be a great mix of for-profit organizations, business organizations, not-for-profit organizations, some government organizations from different industries, different fields. So going there to attend this event, you will have an opportunity to meet with employers, to learn about the organization, to learn about jobs and internships. So, and do it very, very efficiently in a very short amount of time. So the second good objective, why going to the fair? You will have an opportunity to really to connect with employers, because the way how it's not just like a big, lecture or panel that there will be a lot of people in the room, and then there are employers, couple employers presenting about the organizations. That's also a good event. Such events are, I would definitely recommend to attend such events as well, because they're also very useful. But at the fair, the employers will be positioned, at their tables, respective table. And the students will move from one table to another. I mean, you don't need to go through all the tables. You pick and choose which employers they would like to talk to. But usually how it happens is that you have an opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation with an employer. Sometimes these conversations may be not very long, maybe a couple of minutes, but sometimes they may be longer. So it's good to be prepared, and we'll talk about that, how to prepare for different scenarios. But that's an opportunity to have this kind of individual time with an employer, and that's amazing. The third reason is that you can apply for positions, for jobs and internships. Some employers may be collecting resumes. Some employers may be not collecting resumes right there at the fair, but they will give you more information about how to apply. They may give you more information, and they will give you more information about the skills that are expected, the job responsibilities, how to stand out as an applicant. So all of this information will surely help you to prepare a very strong application that you can then submit either through a handshake or through employers' website. Okay, before I move to the next slide, I just wanted also to share with you, when you go to the fair, also think about not only why you want to go there, but why employers decide to come to the fair. The employers who come, they look for new talent, which means that the employers are in business. They are doing fine. They're probably growing or expanding, or they would like to maintain whatever they have already achieved. So the employers who come, they are successful. So that's why I say that I want to excite you about this event. So you're going to meet employers who are eager to meet with you. They're not doing it because they have to. No, this is their free choice. They want to hire you. They want to, bring new talent, and you will. I hope when you come to the fair, and if it's your first time attending such fair in the United States, I hope that you will immediately feel the energy and the excitement that this fair produces. And as I said, it's my 30th fair. All 29 fairs were very energetic and exciting events. Okay, now let's go to the next part that I wanted to talk about. I will give you, I already started, I will give you more details about what to expect. So first, well, you probably know that it will be on Wednesday, on September 27th. And it will take place from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And the fair will take place in the Bender Arena. It's our big athletic complex. It will be there on the arena level. It will take the whole arena. And there will be a lot of people. So as of today, there are 112 employers. I think there is one more day for employers to submit their registration. So we will know the full list of employers in the end of this on Friday. So I just I run like a search. I use the filter that we have on Handshake because all the employers, all the information about the fair and the list of employers is on Handshake. It's under event. When you go to the Handshake, it's under event. Then you can filter for career fairs. Then you will see the information right here. And then I definitely recommend that you register for the fair, and you will see the whole list of employers, and you can filter. So this is what I did yesterday. I ran that search, filtered for CPT, OPT, and hiring, and I saw that there are 38 employers indicated that they hire CPT and OPT. So that's great information. However, I would recommend to look at the other employers who did not indicate that, because employers they fill out the survey that we send out to them when they indicate their interest to register for the fair. And people who fill out that survey on the employer's side, they may not understand the question. Maybe they're new in their role. So maybe they never heard about what is CPT, OPT, and this. No. But in the reality, this organization may hire international employees. So when you research employers who are coming to the fair, I would recommend not only look at those 38, because that's the opportunity, that's the amazing opportunity that the fair presents. The employer is here, you are here, you can ask questions, you can find out information, you can ask, maybe there are other people in the organization who may be more knowledgeable about the visa, situations, and then you can ask the representatives of that employer to maybe to connect them with their colleagues. So all these opportunities may happen if you come and if you have this this conversation with employers of your interest. Okay, so next, when you so the first when you come when you go to the vendor arena to attend the fair, you will go through the tunnel, through the entrance to the vendor arena, which is in the tunnel. And you will see immediately Career Center representative, my colleague, at the student check-in station. Because that's what you will first you will need to check in. Please bring your ID with you, a youth ID with you. I would not recommend to bring big, bags with you because we don't have a place for you to, keep them during the fair. And you may not probably want to carry them on your back and, or in your hands when you're talking to people. So I would suggest not to, carry anything with you, anything heavy. Hopefully the weather will be nice. If it's raining, well, again, dress accordingly. We'll talk about appropriate dress for the fair. I do not expect that there will be, such cold weather that will need coats. But again, we do not have space to, keep your coats and attending, your things when you navigate the fair. So again, that needs to be take that into consideration when you prepare yourself for the fair. So when you check in, you will get the map of the arena with employers' names. So will be printed out, and you will get a copy if you want, because you can also have it on your mobile device. We will talk about it in a second. And then you will go down the steps, or if you need, there is an elevator on the left side, so which can bring you down to the arena floor. And then that's what you will, when you enter the arena, you will see all these, the tables with employers, and employers will have posters. Some employers bring really big things because they want to market their organizations. So they bring posters. Some have lots of other materials on their tables. They have job and internship descriptions of the positions that they're hiring for. They will have some, other, tchotchkes. I don't know if you know this word. It's actually a Yiddish word of Slavic origin, but it's widely used here in the U.S. for promotional like objects, like little pens, what else could be? Could be some little highlighters, so employers bring some tchotchkes, as we would call it. Mm-hmm.
Is vendor arena the place outside the Jacobs
Yes.
fitness, or inside, like in the -1 floor where there's basketball court?
Right, the basketball
Yes,
court.
the
Yeah.
basketball, yeah, that big thing. Inside, inside. Yeah, the fair is inside. So they bring this little things, to promote their companies. So feel free to take them. This is what they want to. So maybe it's not bad to have a little, bag with you, maybe a little plastic bag, or not plastic bag, paper bag will be better, that you put this, the information in. Okay, so yeah, they will be, as I said, arranged alphabetically. And students check-in, I already told you about that. And on the arena, there will also be right at the entrance, the left left on your left when you enter the arena, the low level, I mean the arena itself. On your left side, you will see a table with student, we call it student resource table. It will be staffed by a career advisor on duty. So if you want to get some, some little bit of, last minute prep, some cheering up. That's what we are here for. That's what we will be there for, to give you some, last minute advice and just encourage you to go and enjoy and, and learn and meet employers. Okay. So this is just like a description of what you expect next Wednesday. Okay, there is some more information that I've prepared for you. So usually students spend there about an hour. Some students spend more. But I would recommend to try to spend at least an hour, because again, you don't want to be, I know that you're all busy, and if you can't spend a whole hour, still come, because I don't want you to miss this event. Even if you can talk to a couple employers, it's still worth it. It's still worth coming there. But if you can clear up your schedule, I think it's worth doing that. Because it is a special event. It happens once a semester, of that kind of scale of an event. I already mentioned that, I will mention again, so that during the fair, you are expected to have conversations with employers, picking up their flyers, asking questions, giving resumes. Not, as I said, not all employers collect them. They have not marked that on their in the surveys, so we don't know. But don't be surprised if they say, no, when you're not collecting, this is how you apply. So but they definitely will guide you to how to apply to the position that they are to promote. So you may also see some long lines. Some employers are particularly popular with AU students, and you may see some long lines. Also, it will be noisy. There are a lot of people. So some employers, so if we have 112 employers coming, some of the employers have 2 or 3 or 4 people in their team, their representatives, from the recruiters, plus, the students. So there are a lot of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. So you mentioned earplugs. I think that at the
student resource table.
At the student resource table. So if you think that it will be helpful for you to navigate it, and then you can get earplugs at the student resource table. But that will be, as I said, there will be lots of positive energy. So that's what I love about this event, and I hope you will enjoy it too. Okay, so now we go to the third part of my presentation. So I will tell you more and will give you more advice and tips on how to prepare. And see, I have here before this fair, right? So I want you to prepare before the fair. And before the fair, well, for some people it means the morning of the fair, but I would not recommend postponing it to the morning of the fair. There is a weekend, coming, so use this time to prepare. Really to prepare and think about all different elements to make yourself very comfortable and confident when you come on Wednesday. Okay. So I mentioned registration, right? So if you haven't registered, please do. Then you will see there is a link under the event description on Handshake. There is a link to the app, Career Fair Plus app. So we strongly recommend that you download it because it will have all of the information on employers, on your mobile device. It will have a map. Remember, I said that you can pick up a print map when you check in, but you can already see it on your mobile device even before you go to the event itself, and you can already start kind of thinking how you would navigate the arena floor. Yeah, and there are other things that are very useful things. I would definitely recommend download this app and then try to use it. Let us know if you have any problems with it. So you can send a message to me, so litman@american.edu, and I will then. I'm not a tech, wizard, but I know people, so I have connections. I'll find you the answer to your question. Okay, so also if there are some disability-related accommodations that are needed, I would recommend to contact Julie Jones. My colleague, I could probably can see right there, because it's Julie J@american.edu. So I would suggest that before Wednesday, you get more knowledgeable about your visa status, because employers may not be well versed. The representatives who will be at the fair, they may not be well versed in what OPT is, what CPT is, what this work authorization means. But you need to be well versed in those aspects and visa requirements, and you will need to know how to explain it very quickly and clearly. So that's what I would strongly recommend, that you think about it, learn if you don't have that information. ISSS office is the best, they're the best experts on that. They can help you understand your visa status, and then think about how you can, if this conversation takes place about your visa status, you will need to be prepared to clearly explain it to the organization representative. Okay. So before the fair, I would suggest that you have a game plan. So what do you need to do first? You need to research employers, and as I said, you use a Handshake, or you can do it on the mobile device when you download the app. Then I would suggest that you make a list of your top employers. We quite often recommend to have probably about 10 employers in mind. And I would also recommend that you have, you designate some employers as your must-see picks. so that will help you to navigate the fair most efficiently. And the third thing that you need to do is you need to plan how you will approach employers, what you will say, what questions you will ask. So you will need to introduce yourself, and you will need to ask questions. These two kind of things are expected. You also need to be prepared to listen actively to what employers will be telling you. I can tell it's not easy to listen. Actually, to speak it's a little bit easier. But to listen and to be focused on employers is not that easy at the fair, because there are a lot of people around you. And that's what I noticed, at the previous fairs. I like to observe student-employer interaction. So I saw how, that, the employer is saying something to the student, and the student is like, yeah. And again, I understand, there are a lot of things going on, but you need to be focused. You need to be focused, engaged. That's how you will make connections with the employer. So let's talk about how to.
I'm gonna hide it.
Yeah, how to introduce yourself. So we, I don't know if you've heard that, we call it, pitch, we call it elevator pitch. It originated, I don't know, decades ago. I don't know who came up with that, but the idea is that you go into the elevator and, oh my God, there is this boss, the director, the CEO of the company right there in the elevator with you. And you have only, that's an amazing opportunity, but you have only a couple, like 30 seconds, the elevator ride to use this opportunity and to introduce yourself to this, the CEO, to this, the big boss, with a hope that they will maybe remember you, or they would like to continue the conversation with you. So anyway, this is how it originated. There will be no elevators there in the arena. We still use this term elevator pitch. So elevator pitch is just a short introduction, and it's great to make it memorable. So how you can make it memorable? First, by being nice, by greeting an employer. You can say hello, you can say good afternoon. You can even ask, how is it going for you? How's the fair going for you? Then you introduce yourself. I would suggest, to have such name tag, and I'll be happy to give it to you right now. And we will have these name, I don't know what to call them, name labels, available at the student resource table at the fair. So together with highlighters and Sharpie. So I would suggest write your name. Maybe you don't need to write the full name, but the first name. And I would probably also add your major or your program. That will be, it will be your name tag. So, but still say it, still say it, because they want to hear how you pronounce your name. And try not to, again, a lot of people noisy and all of that. But don't be in a hurry. Say your name and the greeting with energy, with a smile, kind of slowly, not very slowly, but so that people can focus on you. You know, that's what you want. You want the employer, and they want the same. But they are distracted by by what's going on. They want the same. So help them and help each other to meet each other. So your name and status in terms of academic status. So you're the first year master's candidate in something, or you're senior, or you're sophomore. So whatever you in your program. So what's your status? And then say a couple words about your interests, which you relate to the company. It's not like you randomly going, oh, you know, and I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. No, you've done your preparation. You know why you go into this company. This is a public relations company, and this is what you are interested in. You looked up, and you can say something about them. That I'm so excited that you are here. Thank you so much for coming, because you are doing this and this and that. X, Y, Z, maybe only one thing. You don't have time for all of this. One thing, and I'm very excited about that, or I did a presentation about that, or it's similar to what I want to do. Something you can connect, or even if you just compliment, it's so interesting. I want to know more about it. So that will still be an opportunity to attract their attention and to connect. And if you can weave in your skill, and have strong skills, certain video skills, I know, social media skills, I'll be very excited to support your program as your intern. Would you tell me more about this opportunity? The thing that you are hiring an intern. So it won't take long, but also what I want you to be in the moment. So you have to practice it beforehand, because I want you to be kind of internalize your introduction in order to be flexible with changing it. Maybe the employer will immediately start a conversation with you, will not be waiting for you to say the whole elevator pitch. Maybe they will say immediately, oh, hi, oh, we have an internship. Can I tell you more about it? So I don't tell them, no, I haven't finished my pitch. Yeah, I know about you. Let me tell you first. Or in other way. No, you will immediately say, okay, you tell yourself, okay, I'm listening now. I'm putting a listening cap right now. I'm listening. And then I will, when I have a moment, I will talk about my amazing social media. So be in the moment. But in order to be in the moment, you really need to be comfortable with your intro elevator pitch. Actually have several elevator pitches, because if you want to meet different employers, maybe you will need to, you will want to customize it, to tweak it a little bit. So it won't be like one size fits all employers. No, just customize it to make it more interesting to them. Okay, and you need to prepare questions. Also, when you do this preparation beforehand, think about the questions that they can ask specific employers. And you can all, write it or have it, on your phone, or I don't know actually whether there is enough. I think in the app there is a notes. There is a place for notes, which can be very handy, because you can put notes and then you can step up. You can come to the student resource table, and kind of hover there and look at, okay, these are the notes. Okay, so I'm going to them right now. Okay, these are my notes. There's questions that I will ask, just refreshing your memory. Okay, now you go. And with a smile and with excitement, thank you so much for coming. I'm so excited that you're here. Attitude, and even also verbalizing that as well. So, so what type of questions are okay to ask at the fair? So the questions about specific opportunities. When you start researching employers on Handshake. Don't be surprised that some employers have very little information about the jobs and internships that they are bringing. You can go to their website and see if you can find some, something that will match probably the job and internships that they will bring to the fair. Look up on Handshake. But that's what I found, when I researched the employers. Some employers, they do have descriptions and specific responsibilities and skills, and some do not. So that's why which means that they want to talk about those opportunities at the fair. So that's where you will ask them about responsibilities, the skills, how to stand out, what will make an ideal candidate. All these questions are perfect questions to ask. Also, another category of questions. I ask questions about the organization's hiring process. What are the steps? What is the timeline? Also good questions to ask. And the third group of questions is about organization's culture. So you can also show here what you learned about the organization. So you can, when you look at their website and say, well, I've noticed that this is what you have, that your organization states that as their mission. Could you tell me more about it? Or could you tell me more about the values that are mentioned? And then maybe you can mention that specific value that attracted your attention when you were exploring the organization. Or you can ask, well, tell me why you like working with this organization. It really sounds like an amazing organization, but I'm interested why you enjoy working here. Could you tell me a little bit more about teamwork in your organization? So that's also some questions that are good to ask. But I don't have the slide right now, and I just thought about it right now. I should have probably, but I will mention. When you have this conversation, definitely you want to get the information, you get this connection, you get this, network meeting happening. At the same time, be mindful of other students. So it's a teamwork, it's a team event. So employers here to meet different AU students. So they're prepared to talk with each individually, but don't go over, they're probably thinking about a couple minutes, per student, maybe longer. Some employers maybe it will be longer. They want to have a longer conversation. But if there are no students, waiting in line, of course, continue the conversation, and you will see the employer will be willing to talk to you. But when you see other students in line, wrap it up nicely. Ask for how to follow up with this employer. Ask if you can, if they have a business card. If you can connect with them on LinkedIn, and then move to the next employer. Yes.
I just want to be mindful of time. We have about 10 minutes left.
I'm almost done. Okay, so I have a couple of slides about, just to finish preparation is a resume. So as I said, there's some of employers will be collecting resumes. It's good to print them out. Don't wait until the last day, until Wednesday, because you can print them out in the library. But like last year, I think the library's printing abilities just crashed because so many students wanted to print out a bunch of resumes right there. So do it before, in advance. Print out probably 20 copies to be on the safe side. If you have not get your resume reviewed, we will have resume station on Monday. This is the information. It will be virtual, and then there will be on Tuesday. Will be in person. We also have peer advisors on duty, so they available during business hours. Please get your resumes ready. Okay, that's enough of that. Quickly about the dress. So it's a special event. So formal dress is highly recommended, which means, if you have a suit, wonderful. That's the time to wear it. Jacket and is also recommended. Collared shirts, then shoes. Not preferably not sneakers and not other walking shoes. If you it used to be like ties are very kind of were expected. Nowadays, maybe that's okay not to wear a tie, but still you want to impress the employer that you understand it's a formal, it's a special event. So what not to wear? Not a lot of makeup, jewelry, or flip flops, or t-shirts, or other like a party and casual student casual clothes. No, it's a special formal event. Oh my God, there are more. Okay. Okay. So I think that I already kind of covered all of that. I would just give you one more tip. When you go to the fair, I would suggest start talking to employers who maybe not your must see employers. Get a little bit of practice. If you have a preference for extroversion, I will suggest do more of that practice, because those of us who have more like extroverts, they get energy from people. So by then when they talk to different people, then they will become more and more energized and better in their game. However, those of you, and you do need to understand yourself what's the best way for you to go through the fair. Maybe if you're well prepared, you want to give it all in the very beginning. If you wait too long and talk to other employers, by the time when you reach your must-see employer, you will be all drained. So don't do that. But still, it's good to have like maybe one or two conversations with employers that are lower priority. So smiling, maintaining eye contact. I already had talked about all of that. And then after the fair. So it's good to, as I said, if you get, information from the employer about their contact information. So it's good to send them an email and thank them for coming and reminding them of your conversation with them. So definitely remind them when they meet you, because they go to different fairs. So you need to remind them that the job fair at American University, the date, that's when you had a conversation. Connect on LinkedIn and then apply for positions on Handshake or company's website based on your conversation with employers. And check your messages, check your message boxes, make sure that employers contact you and you didn't miss it, because we've heard that from employers that they tried to connect students and then students never responded because even their phone email phone boxes inboxes message inboxes were not set up. So make sure that all of that covered. And now we have 5 minutes for questions. And for CES, SPA, SOE, SOC students, please visit the Career Center. For COGAT students, please visit your career office, the COGAT career office, and SIS students, their respective career office as well. So thank you so much, and we have 5 minutes. So can we go through questions?
Yeah.
The career center.
Yes.
Center.
There should be a
sorry,
T there.
sorry. Thank you so much.
And there, did you have a question? Go ahead.
We had a call last week on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I recognize.
So I don't know, like this fair connected is connected previously also in the government industry. This fair career fair.
The career fair is
They are connected previously in previous years.
we do the fair, this big fair is our semi-annual thing. So we do it, each semester. It's one time each semester. We have other events, a lot of other employee events, but of that scale with 100+ employers, that we have one in the fall semester and one you will have another one in the spring. We don't have dates yet. It will be sometime in March.
So I have a doubt regarding that question. So are there any statistics of the people who got the summer interns from this place? Who got benefited from this?
If we have that.
I don't think that we have the statistics.
Yeah, it has to be self-reported by handshake and the
Okay.
employers, and
Yeah.
so we can't, there's not an accurate way of
And
getting that
totally, I know, again, I shared in the beginning that it will be my 30th fair. So I heard from students a lot, over my 14 years at the Career Center, that they find and get internships and jobs through the fair. That's why, not only our students come, but that's why employers come. Employers come because they like AU students, they had this success before, they want, or others who are new, they've heard from their recruiting network that AU students are good employees.
And there is a question in the chat, and this might need to go to the ISSS office, but I have work authorization for working on campus jobs. Do I say yes when they ask if I have work authorization to work in the US? They're asking particularly about internships.
This question is definitely an ISSS question. They are the experts, and honestly, they want the office, the ISSS office, they do not want us to give any advice regarding the visa
Right.
and work authorization, because things are changing. They are the experts. They follow all the updates. We do not. We kind of understand, but we don't want to give you even slightly incorrect information. Will be incorrect information. We don't want to do that.
Exactly. And this gets back to kind of what Anna was saying at the beginning of the presentation. The ISSS office, they have appointments, they are on email and phone call, but get information about your visa before going to the job fair, because this is exactly the kind of type of question. It is very dependent on the visa you have and then other parts of your program, et cetera. And they are the ones best suited to answer those types of questions.
Thank you for reinforcing this point. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
Any other questions? Either nothing in the chat right now.
Any questions about the dress attire? I went through it, I zoomed through it very quickly. And the resume also zoomed through it very quickly, but we have templates on the on Handshake. So please look at the templates and the tips and the advice that you can find there. Very good, solid advice. So use it, and as I said, also use resume stations, either virtual or in person, to get your resume again reviewed again.
And I will say, so Anna mentioned these as well, but we have our 2 resume stations early next week. And all of our prep events, including yesterday, we hosted an elevator pitch workshop. I saw you pulled out your sheet, you were ready. And then also a resume workshop on Tuesday evening. Those are both recorded. They're posted on the AU Career Center YouTube channel, so you can find those recordings there, and previous job fair prep events as well. But we definitely hope to see you at our resume stations and at the fair next week. So thank you all for being here. Anna, any last words?
Well, just go and enjoy. That's what I want you really, really enjoy this event. And just to ask us any questions, any help. All of us will be there. You will see us. We will have our name tags. We'll have Ask Me button. So if you have any questions, we'll be there cheering for you and wishing you just a wonderful event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.